What if the makeup routine you've trusted for years was quietly making you look older instead of enhancing your natural beauty? It happens to so many of us after 50. One day you look in the mirror and realize that your foundation no longer sits the way it used to. The blush that once looked fresh now feels flat. The lipstick that always brightened your smile suddenly appears harsh. And you start wondering, is it me or is it my makeup? Here's the truth I want you to hear clearly. It's not you. Your beauty hasn't faded. Your face hasn't failed you. What has changed is your skin's needs. And once we understand those needs, makeup becomes enjoyable again. It becomes a tool that brings out your radiance, your confidence, your personality, not something that hides your age or fights against it. Here on Golden Grace, we celebrate mature beauty. We don't chase trends made for 20-year-olds. We don't pretend that aging isn't real. Instead, we embrace the wisdom and the elegance that come with life experience and pair it with modern techniques that flatter mature skin beautifully. Today, you're going to learn 10 makeup shifts that instantly refresh your face. These aren't tricks. They aren't overwhelming routines. They are simple, practical adjustments used by professional makeup artists around the world that make your skin look smoother, brighter, and more youthful the very same day you try them. Let's begin with the most transformative change of all, creating a base that moves with your skin instead of fighting against it. Tip 1. A light, luminous base that lets your skin come alive. One of the biggest reasons makeup starts to look aging on mature skin is because we continue relying on heavy, matte foundations, the ones that used to give us a flawless, velvety finish in our 30s and 40s. But as we age, our skin naturally becomes drier and loses elasticity. Dermatologists often explain that after 50, our skin loses about 1% of its natural moisture each year. That means matte products, which absorb light and cling to texture, become the exact opposite of what our complexion needs. Instead of smoothing the skin, they create a flat, chalky surface. They settle into fine lines around the mouth and eyes. They emphasize dryness and even exaggerate shadows. In short, they make us look tired, even when we feel full of energy. The solution is beautifully simple. Switch to a lightweight, hydrating foundation or a skin tint with a radiant finish. Something that gives your skin flexibility and movement. When you apply it only to the areas that actually need coverage, usually the center of the face, you allow the natural beauty of your skin to shine through while still evening out discoloration. And here's a delightful little secret. Using your fingertips or a damp sponge can completely change the finish. The warmth helps the product melt seamlessly into the skin, leaving a soft, luminous glow instead of a heavy layer that sits on top. Many women tell me that after switching to a lighter base, they don't feel like they're wearing less makeup. They feel like they're wearing better makeup. Their fine lines become softer, their face looks fresher, their natural radiance returns. And most importantly, friends start saying, "You look great today," without being able to pinpoint what changed. That's the magic of a luminous base. It enhances without announcing itself. It brightens without shouting. It brings your skin back to life. Tip 2. Prep your skin like a canvas so your makeup can truly shine. If foundation is the paint, then your skin is the canvas. And no matter how high quality your products may be, they won't perform well on an unprepared canvas. This is the step most women skip, but it's also the step that makes the biggest difference. As we age, our skin tends to lose moisture faster, and that dryness makes makeup cling to patches, emphasize texture, and settle into lines. But the moment you hydrate and prep your skin correctly, everything suddenly changes. Makeup glides on instead of dragging. Blush blends smoothly instead of skipping. Concealer brightens instead of creasing. Your entire face looks fresher, softer, and more rested. Sometimes even more rested than you actually feel. A simple 2-minute routine before makeup can transform your entire look. Begin by cleansing gently to remove any dryness or buildup that might disrupt your foundation. Then apply a rich, nourishing moisturizer, pressing it into the skin rather than rubbing. Pressing stimulates circulation and encourages a natural, healthy flush before you even begin your makeup routine. To finish, add a hydrating primer or glow serum. This one step fills in tiny texture, plumps the skin subtly, and prepares the surface so that your makeup blends beautifully and lasts all day. Makeup artists often say that a well-prepped face needs half the foundation. And they're right. When your skin is hydrated, your makeup doesn't have to work nearly as hard. You'll notice a smoothness, a softness, and a natural luminosity that feels effortless. Try doing your makeup once without prep, and then again with proper prep. You'll immediately see which version of yourself looks fresher, brighter, and more youthful. Skin prep doesn't just make your makeup look better. It makes you look better, rested, radiant, and ready to face the day with confidence. Tip 3. Restore your brows to restore your expression. As we age, one of the first places that shows subtle change is the eyebrows. The brows naturally thin, fade in color, and begin to droop slightly at the outer tail. Most women don't notice this shift right away, but it has a huge impact on how the face is read. When the brows soften or sag, our entire expression can appear tired, sad, or less defined, even if we feel completely energetic on the inside. What's fascinating is that researchers studying facial perception have found that eyebrows play a stronger role in emotional expression than almost any other feature. They frame the eyes, they lift the upper face, and they set the tone for the entire expression. That means restoring the brows, even just a little, can immediately bring back that spark and liveliness that time has gently softened. The solution isn't to draw harsh, dark, overly structured brows. That often creates a stern or artificial look. Instead, what mature skin needs is softness paired with subtle lift. Choosing a brow pencil that's one tone lighter than your natural hair instantly makes the face appear more open and youthful. Using small, feather-light strokes mimics real hair and avoids the drawn-on effect. When you gently angle the tail slightly upward, just a touch, you create a lifting illusion that brightens the whole eye area. If your brows are sparse, a tinted brow gel can work wonders. It adds fullness, grip, and color while still looking natural. And one small but powerful trick is to brush your brow hairs upward with a spoolie. This single motion frames your eyes beautifully and gives your face a subtle, elegant lift. It's quick, it's simple, and yet the impact is dramatic. Many women tell me that this tiny change made them look instantly more awake, more engaged, and more confident. Your brows don't need to be bold to be beautiful. They simply need to be present, soft, lifted, and aligned with the graceful expression of the woman you are today. Tip 4. Use youthful, lifting lip colors that bring your complexion back to life. Another area where mature beauty often changes without us noticing is the lips. As the years pass, our natural lip pigment fades, and the lips become slightly thinner and less defined. Dark or brown-based lipsticks, which once felt bold and sophisticated, suddenly start to drain color from the face. They can even emphasize small lines around the mouth, making the lips appear tighter and more severe than they are. But with the right shade and texture, your lips can instantly regain softness and fullness. Makeup artists often say that the quickest way to brighten a mature face is simply to choose the right lip color. Lighter, softer, fresher tones are incredibly flattering. Shades like warm rose, soft pink, peachy coral, or creamy berry bring warmth back to your complexion and restore youthful vibrancy without overpowering your features. Texturally, satin and glossy finishes are your best friends. They reflect light, blur fine lines, and create the illusion of plumper, more hydrated lips. A harsh matte finish, on the other hand, tends to settle and emphasize texture, something most women over 50 find frustrating. A helpful technique is to use a lip liner that matches your natural lip color instead of matching your lipstick. This allows you to gently reshape your lips, slightly softening or enhancing the outline without it looking artificial. When you fill in the lips with liner before applying lipstick, the color lasts longer and is less likely to feather. Adding a touch of gloss at the center of your lips creates a soft, juicy effect that instantly looks more youthful. This isn't about creating big, dramatic lips. It's about restoring the natural color and definition that time has taken from us. When your lip color is chosen with intention, soft, lifting, and radiant, it can transform your entire face. People stop noticing the makeup and start noticing your smile again. And that smile becomes your most beautiful accessory. Tip 5. Apply blush higher to lift the face and bring back healthy color. Blush is one of the most underestimated products in a mature woman's makeup bag. Many of us apply it the same way we did years ago, on the apples of the cheeks, because that's how we were taught. But as we age, the apples of the cheeks naturally lower a bit, and applying blush in the old placement can unintentionally pull the face downward. The secret to a youthful, uplifted look is to apply blush slightly higher on the cheekbone and blend it upward toward the temples. This subtle shift creates an instant lifting effect that brightens the entire complexion. It mimics the natural flush we get when the skin is healthy and well circulated, and it gives the face structure without needing heavy contour. Choosing the right shade also matters more than we might think. Warm peach, rosy pink, and soft coral tones bring life back to mature skin. These shades create a fresh from the outdoors radiance that immediately softens the appearance of fine lines and dullness. And while heavy shimmer can be unflattering, a touch of gentle luminosity can make the cheeks look hydrated and youthful. Cream blush is especially flattering for mature skin because it melts seamlessly into the complexion. It gives a dewy, skin-like finish that powder blush sometimes lacks. When you apply cream blush with your fingertips and blend upward with a light, sweeping motion, the result is incredibly natural, like your skin is glowing from within. What makes this technique so powerful is that it helps restore the natural vitality that often fades with age. Blush doesn't just add color, it adds energy, an impression of health, joy, and warmth. When applied higher with intention, it subtly lifts your facial features and brings your whole look to life. Tip 6. Define the eyes softly to open and brighten your entire expression. The eyes are often the first place where mature beauty shifts. Lashes become finer, lids grow softer, and the natural contours of the eye gradually lose some of their definition. Many women try to compensate by using heavier eyeliner or darker shadows, hoping to restore the bold look they once had. But in reality, those harsh lines and deep shades often make the eyes look smaller, heavier, and more tired. The trick to youthful eye makeup after 50 isn't more product, it's softer product, placed more intentionally. When you choose a brown, bronze, or taupe eyeliner instead of black, your eyes appear more open and less weighed down. A softer shade blends more naturally into the lash line and creates depth without harshness. Applying eyeliner only to the outer third of the eye, then gently smudging it, gives a subtle lift that brightens the entire face. Eyeshadow works the same way. Heavy matte colors can look flat, while glittery shadows can settle into texture. What flatters mature eyes most beautifully is a soft satin finish with warm neutrals like rose, mocha, champagne, or muted plum. These tones bring gentle brightness and shape to the lid without emphasizing lines. Using a slightly deeper shade in the crease brings back the natural contour that time has softened. And don't underestimate the power of curling your lashes. Even the shortest or straightest lashes can look lifted with a gentle curl, and when paired with a lengthening mascara, the eyes regain that youthful twinkle we all remember. Lengthening formulas separate and define without clumping, making the eyes appear more open and awake. Soft definition doesn't just enhance your eyes, it brings back the emotion in your expression. It restores the warmth, the spark, and the light that make your face uniquely yours. Tip 7. Use concealer strategically to brighten, not burden, your under eyes. The area under the eyes is perhaps the most delicate part of the face, and it's also where we tend to feel the signs of age most strongly. Dark circles deepen, fine lines appear, and texture becomes more noticeable. Many women instinctively reach for thick, full-coverage concealers, thinking more product will hide the problem. But too much concealer often backfires. It settles into fine lines, exaggerates puffiness, and draws even more attention to the area. The secret to youthful-looking under eyes is not more concealer, it's smarter concealer. Using a creamy, hydrating formula with light-reflecting pigments can brighten the under eye naturally without creating heaviness. Instead of applying it in a large triangular shape like we did years ago, place it only where the darkness truly is, usually near the inner corner and just below the tear trough. The warmth of your fingertips or the gentle bounce of a damp sponge helps the concealer melt into the skin, keeping the finish seamless and natural. Before applying concealer, use a nourishing eye cream and let it sink in for a minute. This prep step prevents creasing and gives the under eye a smoother surface. One small but powerful technique is to lift the concealer slightly upward toward the outer corner of the eye. This doesn't change your eye shape dramatically, but it gives the illusion of a rested, open gaze. When used correctly, concealer softens the shadows without masking your skin, helping you look refreshed, like you've had great sleep, even when you haven't. A well-placed hydrating concealer can brighten the face more than any contour or highlight ever will. It gives you back that awake, energized look that reflects how you feel inside. Tip 8. Set your makeup wisely to keep your skin luminous, not flat. Setting makeup is where many mature women unintentionally undo all the beautiful work they've just done. For years, we were taught that powder was essential to lock everything in place. But powder has changed significantly over time, and so has our skin. A heavy application of powder can flatten the complexion, emphasize texture, and make even radiant foundation appear dull. Instead of avoiding powder completely, what works best is using it with precision and intention. A finely milled translucent powder applied sparingly only to areas that truly need it, usually the T-zone, around the nose, and lightly under the eyes, keeps shine under control without sacrificing glow. Pressing the powder gently into the skin, rather than sweeping it across the face, prevents the makeup underneath from shifting and creates a smoother finish. If your skin leans dry, you may find that powder isn't necessary at all. In that case, a hydrating setting spray becomes your best option. A light mist helps meld all your products together, softening any harsh edges and restoring that beautiful, natural radiance. What makes this step so important is that it preserves the luminosity you've created with your foundation, blush, and highlighter. Your skin remains soft, lifted, and alive instead of matte and heavy. By setting your makeup wisely, not excessively, you allow your natural glow to shine through while still enjoying long-lasting wear. A youthful finish is never about removing shine completely. It's about keeping the healthy glow while gently controlling excess oil. That balance is what makes your skin look fresh, modern, and timeless. Tip 9. Add a soft, subtle glow to lift and revive your entire face. Highlighter is something many mature women avoid because they're afraid of looking shiny or accentuating lines. And to be honest, that fear makes sense. Traditional highlighters, especially the metallic or glittery ones, can cling to texture and emphasize every little detail you'd rather not highlight. But when used correctly, a soft, subtle glow is one of the most powerful ways to bring youthfulness back to the skin. Makeup artists often say that glow equals life. When the skin reflects light in the right places, it gives the face the same gentle radiance you naturally had when you were younger. This glow softens shadows, lifts the cheekbones, and brings back that awake and vibrant energy that mature skin sometimes loses. The secret is choosing the right formula and placing it in the right areas. A cream or liquid highlighter with a pearlescent sheen, not glitter, melts into the skin and creates a natural dewiness. When you tap a tiny amount onto the tops of your cheekbones, the bridge of your nose, and just above your Cupid's bow, it doesn't look like makeup. It looks like your skin is hydrated, healthy, and lit from within. If you're nervous about using highlighter, blend a small drop into your moisturizer or foundation. This creates a soft, all-over glow that looks effortless yet incredibly youthful. The goal isn't to sparkle, it's to create the gentle, luminous sheen that instantly brings life back to your complexion. A well-placed glow can make you look refreshed, rested, and radiant, even on days when you feel like you could use a long vacation. It's a finishing touch that doesn't shout, but subtly whispers confidence and vitality. Tip 10. Embrace a simpler, smarter makeup routine that works with your age, not against it. One of the biggest shifts in mature beauty is realizing that makeup doesn't need to be complicated to be transformative. In fact, the most youthful looks often come from routines that are simpler, cleaner, and more intentional than the ones we used in our younger years. When we were 30, we could pile on layers of foundation, powder, bronzer, contour, and bold shadow, and everything still somehow looked fine. But mature skin has different needs. It thrives on hydration, lightness, and strategic placement, rather than heavy coverage or dramatic trends. A smart routine for women over 50 focuses on enhancing what you have instead of hiding what you've lost. It starts with healthy, well-prepped skin. It uses lightweight foundation only where it's needed. It defines the brows softly, brightens the eyes gently, and lifts the cheeks with tasteful blush. The lip color is chosen not to overpower, but to revive the natural warmth of your face. When each step is intentional, your makeup becomes not just a routine, but a confidence ritual, one that highlights your grace, your radiance, and the beauty you've earned through every season of life. Women who embrace this simpler, more thoughtful approach almost always say the same thing: I feel like myself again, just fresher. And that's exactly what mature makeup should do. Not transform you into someone else, but bring forward the best version of who you already are. Age doesn't take beauty away. It simply changes the way beauty shows up. When your makeup works with those changes, not against them, that's when the real magic happens. As we come to the end of this video, I want to leave you with something truly meaningful. Makeup is not about hiding age. It is not about pretending to be 20 again or covering the lines that show you've lived, loved, and grown. Makeup is simply a tool, a way to highlight the strength, softness, and elegance that already exist within you. Every tip you learn today is meant to enhance your natural beauty, not replace it. A luminous base, a well-prepped canvas, softly defined eyes, revived lips, gently lifted blush, a delicate glow. Each one is a small act of care that brings forward the radiance that time could never take away. Your face tells a story of resilience, wisdom, laughter, and experience. And when you use makeup with intention and confidence, that story becomes even more glowing, even more alive. Thank you for spending this time with me here on Golden Grace. If today's video inspired you, helped you, or simply made you feel seen, I invite you to stay connected. Like the video, subscribe, and join a community of women who believe that beauty doesn't fade with age, it evolves. You are not getting older, you are becoming more you. And that is the most beautiful transformation of all. Keep shining, my friend, and I'll see you in the next video.